What is up, hello internet, JQL here, back with another video. In today's video, I have another Cousin Lego video on my Cousin Lego minifigures from Sonic 2. I'm actually really excited for this movie. The second I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my god, this actually looks pretty good. And as someone who kind of liked the first movie, I wasn't a big fan of the first movie, but I, saw the second trailer, the second movie trailer, and yeah, I got started on these figures right away. So from left to right, here we have Knuckles, Sonic himself, and Tails. If you're wondering if I'm going to make Dr. Robotnik or the police officer guy, I actually forgot his name. If you're wondering if I'm going to make them, probably not. I just kind of want to make these guys because, I like these guys. And for anyone who's asking, I'm not a huge Sonic fan. My only exposure to Sonic, the character in general, is just Sonic X, the TV show. I really enjoyed it as a kid. And, yeah, so that's pretty much my only reasoning. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan, so don't ask me, who's your favorite character or whatnot. I don't know all the characters. I only know whoever showed up in the TV show. So, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get started with this video. Alright, let's start off with Sonic himself. Man, this figure... Well, all of these figures were a pain in the butt to make just because I had to sculpt all the heads. And yeah, for this figure, I didn't want to use the Sonic head that came with the LEGO Dimensions set. If you're wondering what he looks like, here he is. Because I like it a lot, actually. I like this mold a lot. It's a little too big. I didn't want to make it too big, so I decided to sculpt it from scratch myself. I'll leave a picture somewhere, if I remember, of the work in progress that I made on this figure. So here is the head that I made, and I think it turned out pretty good, actually. I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. And unfortunately, I was going to fit, like, 2 more quills, like, here and here, but I decided not to do that in case, he couldn't move his head. And luckily, without those 2, he can actually move his head. So that's cool. It kind of looks like he doesn't have a neck, but it's okay. He doesn't really have a neck in the movie in general, at least from what I've observed. And, yeah, sculpted his tail out. Forgot to mention, I sculpt using Procreate. If you don't know what Procreate is, look it up. It's a 2-part sculpting putty, and yeah. I also sculpted around his wrists to make his gloves look a little bigger. And then I custom shortened his legs. I basically took a pair of legs, cut them to a certain length, and then re-glued the feet on. Then, sanded it, that way it looks pretty seamless on the back and sides of the legs. And if you're wondering, maybe I'll make a tutorial video on that in the future, but it's kind of, it's a pain in the butt to kind of describe it. But I basically shortened his legs, so he is somewhat shorter than a normal figure. I'm just going to grab Spider-Man real quick, and he's a little shorter, not a whole lot. It doesn't make a huge difference because his head is so big, but overall, pretty happy with the height. So he's definitely shorter than the LEGO Dimensions version. So, yeah. And yeah, another difficulty with making this figure is probably the smirk. I didn't know what kind of mouth I wanted to use. I decided to go with the smirk because I think it fits his character very well. And yeah, overall, that's pretty much it for Sonic. And there's really not much else to say, actually. So let's move on to the next figure. Alright, here we have Tails. Honestly, probably my least favorite figure that I made. I kind of got a little lazy at the end. But, yeah, the head is fully sculpted by me. It's really, really messy. I don't know what happened. Probably just laziness. But, yeah, basically I mixed my own orangish, yellowish color. And I used mostly yellow, a little bit of orange for this guy. Painted the entire figure in that color. And, yeah, the shoes are also, painted. I forgot to mention that with Sonic, where I, painted his shoes, and then I used tape to wrap around the entire leg, and for the little, what do you call them, soles? No, not soles. I don't know what they are, but you know what I'm talking about. Then the sculpted parts are the head. I used the Lego head as a base, then sculpted around it to make it this shape. I'm just not happy with his whiskers, to be honest. I think I could have done a little better there. Sculpted his ears, sculpted his, what do you call those, hairs that stick down? Those also don't look very good to me. I don't know. Maybe I'll redo this figure in the future, if I care enough about him after the movie. Like Sonic, I did sculpt his little gloves around his wrist, and I sculpted his tails, hence his name, haha. And, yeah, pretty happy with how this guy turned out. I painted the fur on his front of his torso. Same thing with Sonic, by the way. I forgot to mention that. And, yeah. Not too happy with this guy. I think I definitely put more work into Sonic and Knuckles. I'm not sure why I didn't spend more time on Tails, because I do really like Tails. It's just, I don't know. I just kind of lost motivation a bit there. Don't know why I took him off the base. But anyway, that's pretty much it for Tails. And yeah. Alright, dead memes aside, here is Knuckles. I'm really happy with how Knuckles turned out. I think he's probably my favorite figure in this video. Sonic comes like very close second, but I just think I did a great job with Knuckles. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just really happy how he turned out. So the head, like the other two figures in this video, was fully sculpted by me. I used a normal Lego head as the base, then I sculpted the entire whatever. Are these dreads? I don't know what they're called. But yeah, that does kind of hinder like neck movements, but that's okay. He doesn't really need to turn. And yeah, then I painted the entire figure in my own red color, and then painted this little boomerang looking thing. One thing I did with Knuckles that I didn't do with the others two is I kind of sculpted his fists a little bit bigger than they normally are. Then I sculpted the spikes on there, so his gloves, his fists look a little bigger than the other two. So if I grab Sonic right here, you can see it's a little bigger. It's not a significant difference, but I thought I'd do that for Knuckles because, you know, it's in his name. He has Knuckles. Everyone does. Anyway, then I sculpted his tail out of Procreate. It's pretty stiff, actually. So I don't think it's going to break off. It actually has broken off once. And yeah. And I also custom shortened his legs. I also forgot to mention with Tails, I didn't shorten his legs. I just used normal short legs, so he can't move his legs. So that's a little fortunate, but that's okay. Yeah, I custom shortened Knuckles' legs. Turned out pretty great. There's not a lot of reference for his shoes, so I kind of just painted a pair of shoes that he would normally have, like in the video games, like the cartoons or whatever. So if it's inaccurate, then oh well, I'm not gonna change it. So yeah. And one thing I wished I did with Knuckles and Sonic was, you know, make their quills stand out a little more. Because, like, if you look in the movie, you can clearly see, like, the individual quills, like, sticking out from their heads or whatever. And yeah, I wish I could have done that somehow, but then that would require me to sculpt each individual quill out of Procreate. And that would have taken way too long. So I decided to just, you know, make it just one solid quill like this, I guess, if that makes sense, because in the movie there's like a bunch of quills on him or whatever. I could have tried figuring something out, but I think they turned out pretty great on their own. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Knuckles and all the figures in this video, so let's just wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more custom minifigures made by me, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, so that way you'll be notified from the next video whenever that comes out. And you can see these figures over on my Instagram earlier, because I do post my figures there before I post them here, so link in the description below to that. I also do post work in progress photos of my figures there too, so yeah, you can check them out there as well if you like that kind of stuff. So yeah, again, link is in the description below. Hopefully this movie's good. I have high hopes. I'm not gonna walk in with high expectations, but I do have high hopes. So yeah, anyway, I guess that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys once again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever or whatever video I'll be, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.